Era stood at the edge of the wide training hall and waited for her turn. The room was filled with voices, scales scraping the floor, wings folding, and heavy footsteps from creatures much larger than her. This was the Galactic Academy, a place where many species learned how to survive together. Humans were still new here. Many aliens believed humans were weak, soft, and lucky to be alive. Era did not argue with them. She never needed to. At her feet sat a small metal carrier. It was strong, with thick locks and warning marks written in several human languages. Inside the carrier, something moved. The sound was low and slow, like quiet breathing mixed with short scratches. Era rested her hand on the top of the carrier. "Easy," she whispered. Around her, other cadets presented their companions. One insect-like alien showed a floating crystal beast that glowed with light. A tall mammal from a high-gravity world brought a massive armored hound that made the floor shake. Each time, the alien students clapped or hissed with approval. When Era stepped forward, the noise in the room faded for a moment. Instructor Vrelis leaned down from the platform. His long neck bent like a metal pipe. His yellow eyes scanned Era, then the carrier. "That is it?" Vrelis asked. Era nodded. "Yes, instructor." Vrelis tapped a screen. "Species name?" "Honey badger," Era said. The word meant nothing to most of the room. Vrelis clicked his claws together. "Mass? Low?" Era replied. "Natural weapons?" "Teeth, claws." Vrelis paused. "Threat level?" Era took a breath. "Very high." For a second, there was silence. Then the room exploded with laughter, chirps, roars, clicking sounds. Even some human cadets smiled, unsure if Era was joking. A tall alien with blue skin pointed at the carrier. "That thing is smaller than my arm," he said. Another alien laughed. "Is this a human joke?" Vrelis straightened. "Cadet Era," he said coldly. "This exercise is not for humor." Era met his eyes. She did not smile. "I am not joking." The carrier shook once. Hard. Several humans stiffened. Kim Dae-hyun leaned closer to Lee Sun-woo. "This is bad," he muttered. Sun-woo did not reply. He was watching Era. Vrell. Ice waved a claw. "You may open the carrier when ordered. For now, step aside." Era hesitated. "Instructor, I advise. Step aside." Vrelis repeated. Era stepped back. The next few cadets finished their displays, but the mood had changed. Many aliens kept looking at the small carrier. Some laughed quietly. Others whispered. Commander Threxel entered the hall during the break. He was massive, covered in dark armor plates grown from his own body. He was known as the strongest being on the station. Vrelis approached him at once. "Commander," Vrelis said, "the human has brought a harmless pet and claims it is dangerous." Threxel looked down at the carrier. "This?" he asked. The carrier shook again. The sound inside was not fear. It was irritation. Era stepped forward. "Commander, with respect, please do not open it." Threxel laughed. The sound was deep and heavy. "Human?" he said. "Your species fears everything. This lesson will be good for you." Some aliens cheered. The humans did not. Kim Dae-hyun raised his hand. "Sir, Earth animals are enough," Threxel said. He pressed a control. The locks on the carrier clicked. Era closed her eyes. The door opened. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a small gray creature stepped out. It was low to the ground, thick-bodied, with dark eyes that did not blink. Scars marked its skin. Its claws scraped the floor slowly. The laughter returned. "That is the threat?" Someone mocked. The honey badger lifted its head. It smelled the air. Its body went still. Era opened her eyes. Her voice was calm but tight. "I warned you." The honey badger let out a low growl. It was not loud. It did not need to be. Somewhere deep inside the station, Alarms began to wake, and the laughter started to fade. The honey badger stood still in the center of the training hall. Its body was low, muscles tight, eyes dark and focused. It did not look afraid. It looked annoyed. The room was quiet now. The laughter had stopped. Many aliens stepped back without thinking. The humans did not move. They knew this moment. Era slowly raised her hands. "Easy," she said again, her voice calm but firm. "Easy." The honey badger did not look at her. Its nose twitched as it smelled the air. The hall was full of strange scents, metal, alien skin, fear. Instructor Vrelis swallowed. "Commander," he said, trying to sound calm. "Perhaps we should—" Too late. A small hovering drone moved closer to the animal. It was part of the safety system, shaped like a metal sphere. Blue light flashed as it scanned the creature. The honey badger reacted. It moved faster than anyone expected. In a blink, it charged. Its claws hit the drone with a sharp crack. Metal tore. Sparks flew. The drone crashed to the floor in broken pieces. Screams filled the hall. What was that? An alien shouted. "Restrain it." Vrelis yelled. More drones dropped from the ceiling. Nets fired. Energy fields flashed. The honey badger did not slow down. It bit through a net like paper. An energy pulse hit its side. The animal rolled, stood up, and charged again. It did not cry out. It did not retreat. Era felt her heart sink. "Stop," she shouted. "You are making it worse." But no one listened. The honey badger ran straight toward a large alien cadet with thick armor. The alien froze. The animal jumped, claws digging into the armor's joints. It bit down hard. The alien screamed and fell. Panic spread. Cadets ran for exits. Some slipped. Others collided with each other. The hall filled with noise and fear. Commander Threxel stepped forward. His heavy steps shook the floor. "Enough," he said. He activated his personal shield and entered the arena space. Era turned toward him. "Commander, please," she said. "It will not back down." Threxel laughed. "Everything backs down," he said. The honey badger noticed him. It turned slowly. Its eyes locked on the largest thing in the room. For a second, nothing moved. Then it charged. The impact was violent. The honey badger slammed into Threxel's shield. The shield flickered. Threxel grunted in surprise. The animal attacked again and again. Claws, teeth, pure force. The shield failed. Gasps echoed across the hall. Threxel roared and swung his arm. He hit the honey badger hard. The animal flew across the floor and hit the wall. Era cried out. "No." The honey badger stood up. Slowly, blood ran from its side, but it did not stop. It shook itself once and growled. Some aliens stared in horror. "It should be dead," someone whispered. The honey badger charged again. This time, it went low. It slipped under Threxel's armor plates and bit deep. Threxel shouted in pain and fell to one knee. The hall was silent, except for the struggle. Era walked forward, hands raised. "That's enough," she said softly. "Enough." The honey badger hesitated. It looked back at her. For the first time, it listened. Era knelt. "Come," she said. The animal released its grip and walked toward her. It stood beside her, breathing hard. Threxel collapsed, defeated but alive. No one laughed now. Vrelis stared at the small creature in disbelief. Era gently opened the carrier. The honey badger stepped inside without resistance. The doors closed. The hall remained silent. Everyone understood one thing clearly. The human had not lead. The training hall did not return to normal. After the fight, it stayed quiet, heavy with fear and confusion. Broken drones lay on the floor. Burn marks covered the walls. The air smelled of metal and blood. Commander Threxel was taken away on a floating medical platform. He was alive, but badly hurt. His armor was cracked. His pride was worse. Aliens whispered as they watched him leave. Era stood near the carrier. Her hands were shaking now, though she tried to hide it. The honey badger rested inside, curled but awake. Its eyes followed every movement. Instructor Vrelis cleared his throat. "All cadets are dismissed," he said. His voice lacked strength. No one moved at first. Then slowly, they began to leave. Some aliens avoided looking at Era. Others stared at her with open fear. A few watched the carrier like it might explode. The human cadets gathered around Era. "You warned them," Sambu said quietly. "They never listen," Dehain replied. Era nodded. "They never do." Security teams arrived. They placed warning fields around the hall. Scanners focused on the carrier. One officer spoke into a device. "Earth animal confirmed. Threat level reassessment required." That sentence spread fast. Across the station, screens lit up. Messages flowed between departments. Scientists, commanders, and diplomats all asked the same question. How did something so small defeat their strongest leader? Era was escorted to a secure room. The carrier floated beside her, locked and stable. Inside the room, a panel of alien officials waited. Different shapes, different colors. All tense. One spoke. "Human Cadet Han Era, why did you bring this creature here?" Era stood straight. "You asked us to bring a companion from our homeworld. I followed the rules." Another official leaned forward. "You knew this would happen." Era shook her head. "No, I hoped you would listen." Silence followed. A screen activated. Images of Earth appeared. Forests, deserts, oceans, storms. "Your planet is classified as extreme," the official said. "Yet your people seem calm." Era looked at the screen. "Because we grow up with danger," she said. "We learn respect, not control." The officials exchanged looks. "Why did the animal stop?" one asked. "It was winning," Era answered without delay. "Because I asked it to." That caused another silence. Later, news reached the cadets. Commander Threxel would recover, but he had been removed from command. The station changed after that. New rules appeared overnight. Earth animals were banned. Human warnings were no longer ignored. Aliens, who once laughed, now crossed halls to avoid Era. But not all reactions were fear. A small alien cadet approached her days later. "Is it true," the cadet asked, "that humans live with creatures like that?" Era nodded. "Yes. Everywhere?" "Not everywhere," Era said. "But enough." The cadet shivered. That night, Era sat alone in her quarters. The carrier was beside her bed. The honey badger slept. Era watched it and felt tired. Humans had survived. Earth by learning when to fight and when to care. The galaxy was just learning the same lesson. The station did not forget what happened. It could not. Every hallway screen replayed the same short clip again and again. A small Earth animal. A great alien leader falling. Meetings filled every hour. Laws changed fast. Old rules were erased. Humans were no longer treated as weak guests. Era was called to another council room. This time, more officials waited. Military leaders, scientists, even diplomats from distant systems. The carrier floated at her side. One official spoke slowly. "Human Cadet Han Era, your presence has changed station protocol." Era nodded. "That was never my goal." "But it is the result," another said. They showed data on a large screen. Broken drones, armor damage, medical reports. "This creature ignored pain," a scientist said. "Ignored fear. Ignored reason." Era answered calmly. "It did not ignore reason. It followed its nature. And what is that?" "To survive." That word stayed in the room. Outside the council halls, alien crews worked to add new warning signs. Earth fauna symbols appeared everywhere. Humans noticed the change. Where once aliens laughed, now they watched carefully. Where once they shouted orders, now they asked questions. They high and read a public notice aloud. All human environmental warnings are now classified as Priority 1. Sun Wu smiled. About time. Commander Threxel returned days later. He walked slower. His armor was gone. Scars marked his body. He stopped in front of Era. The hall went silent. Threxel lowered his head. "You spoke truth," he said. "I did not listen." Era bowed slightly. "I hope you will next time." Threxel looked at the carrier. "That creature showed me something," he said. "Power does not always look powerful." He turned and left. That moment spread across the station faster than fear ever had. Later, Era visited the controlled habitat where the honey badger was allowed short walks. Thick walls. Strong fields. The animal moved calmly now. It dug. It sniffed. It acted like nothing special had happened. Era watched it and smiled. A young alien researcher stood nearby. "It does not celebrate victory," the researcher said. "No," Era replied. "It does not understand victory. Then why fight so hard?" "To live," Era said again. News traveled beyond the station. Other species learned of Earth, of death worlds, of humans who lived among danger and did not panic. Trade talks changed tone. Military reports added new lines. Never underestimate a human warning. Never mock. Earth life. Era received a message from Earth Command. "Well done. You represented us honestly." She closed the message and looked at the stars outside her window. The galaxy was large. It was learning. Humanity had finally been heard. The Galactic Academy slowly returned to its routine. But nothing felt the same. The halls were quieter. The laughter that once followed humans was gone. In its place was caution and sometimes respect. Era walked through the station without being stopped. Doors opened faster now. Officers nodded to her. Some aliens stepped aside. She did not enjoy it. The carrier floated behind her as always. Inside, the honey badger slept most of the time. It ate. It rested. It ignored the galaxy. That made many aliens uneasy. A final assembly was called in the main hall. All cadets attended. Humans stood with aliens as equals for the first time. Instructor Vrelis stood at the center. He looked older. "This academy exists to teach survival," he said. "We believe survival meant strength, size, and control." He paused. "We were wrong." Murmurs spread through the crowd. Vrelis turned toward Era. "Cadet Han Era, step forward." She did. "You warned us," he said. "We laughed." "You spoke calmly." "We ignored you." He lowered his head. "On behalf of this academy, I apologize." The hall went silent. No alien leader had ever apologized to a human before. Era bowed. "Thank you," she said simply. Vrelis continued. "From this day forward, humans are recognized as Death World survivors. Their experience is not fear. It is knowledge." Screens lit up behind him. New classifications appeared. Earth, Extreme Survival World. The crowd watched in silence. After the assembly, cadets gathered in small groups. Conversations changed. Aliens asked humans about storms, predators, oceans, and fire. Humans answered without pride. Later, Era was invited to a private room. A single alien waited there, older and careful. "You will leave soon." The alien said, double quotes, "Yes." Era replied. "What will you do with the creature?" Era looked at the carrier. "Return it home." The alien nodded. "The galaxy is safer that way." Era smiled faintly. "For now." On the day of departure, Era stood at the hangar bay. Star stretched beyond the glass. Kim Dae-hyun shook her hand. You changed things. I didn't, Era said. Earth did. Sung-woo laughed. Same thing. As the ship prepared to launch, an unexpected visitor arrived. Commander Threxel. He stopped several steps away. Human, he said. I will not forget what your world taught me. Era met his gaze. Then it mattered. Threxel nodded once and left. The ship lifted away from the station. Era watched the academy grow smaller. The honey badger stirred inside the carrier. It yawned. Era rested her hand on the metal. Almost home, she said. The creature settled again. Somewhere behind them. The galaxy rewrote its rules. Humans were no longer laughed at, because everyone had learned one simple truth. If a human says something is dangerous, believe them.